Hello everyone! Today we're going to be making a blogging platform. We can create a post, we can edit a post, and we can delete a post. Let's take a look at our starter files and see what we have going on. I've already run the npm install and installed the dependencies body parser, express, MySQL, and Sequelize. You'd want to run that first. Next we have our server file. That's including our routes for HTML and API. It's syncing with Sequelize and asking it to listen. And it's set the port to 8080 and required in our models. Next, let's go look at our config.json file to see what database we need to create. Alright, now here you would edit development to equal whatever you wanted it to. But in this case, I'm going to use the username root, I'm not going to use a password, and I'm going to name my database blogger. So I'll leave all this stuff the same. Now that I've created it, I want to go ahead and run this so you can see that the whole front end has been built out for us. So it looks like we have categories. It's not actually showing anything because there's no API routes to try to pull the current posts. And even though we have a new post page, trying to submit this won't do anything. Alright, so our HTML routes have already been written out for us so that we get sent to the blog.html page at the root and at /blog, and we get the CMS page whenever we go to /CMS. API routes is where all of our work really is. We need to add all the Sequelize code to get the posts, post to a certain category, edit by ID, and create a new post. Our post model has already been created to include a title, a body, and a category. And we won't post it if it doesn't have a title or a body. And the default category is personal if the user doesn't choose something else. Inside our blog.js, we already have a lot of jQuery written and AJAX calls to post the data, delete the data, and edit the data. Our CMS is going to go ahead and create variables for the body and the title and the form and the category. And then if someone submits the form, it's going to check to see if there's a title and a body, and if there is, it's going to create a new post. And it will either update it or submit a new post. Here are all of the functions that are run, the post routes and the get routes for whenever we want to update a post, grab the post data, or submit a new post. All we have left to do now is go ahead and create our API routes using Sequelize. So let's get started. First, we need a find all function. Here we've referenced the database, which refers to models, and we've said, all right, we want the post model in that models folder, and we want to find all of them. We removed the where because we don't have any parameters. We just want to return every single one. Then, once it's done finding all of those, we want you to return it in JSON format. Okay. Next, we have to find all the posts where a certain category exists. Alright, so we essentially did the same thing here. We just added a where so that whatever the user types in for the category, we want to pull only those in that category. Now we need to find it by ID. Notice here it says single post. So we don't want to find all, we just want to find one. Let's figure out how we do that in Sequelize. So you'll see it's much the same. We just change find all to find one, and this time we're looking where an ID matches the parameters instead of a category. Now we need to create a new post. All right, what we did here was run a create function, and we said, all right, whatever the user sends us as the request, we want the title to be set to their title, body to their body, and category to their category. And then we return it as JSON like usual. Next, we have to figure out how to delete. This one was a little bit different, but this time we ran a .destroy, which is the delete function in Sequelize, and we're matching it to the param's ID. Then we're returning it in JSON like usual. This is our update function. Let's figure out exactly what to do here. What we did here was a little bit different. So we're going to update the post, but then we're going to pass in the rec.body. And whenever the rec.body ID matches the ID of the post, that's the one that we update and return in JSON format. Time to test. All right, so that's a good sign. It's running at the root and saying, hey, are there any posts yet? And we say nope, so we show this message. We created a new post. We updated that post. And we destroyed that post. Now let's make sure the categories route is working. Perfect. Everything is working as expected. We did it.